Now, Rise Mzansi, one of the new entrants into the political scene, is holding its final rally after crisscrossing the country, gunning for votes in the past few months. Now, the party hopes to be a major player after next week's elections. Here's our reporter, Natasha Phiri, who joins us for a live update. So, Natasha, thank you so much for your time. So, new kids on the block, if you may, trying to make inroads to win the hearts of South Africans. Take us through some of the latest conversations where you are right now.
Well, definitely, Mkolisi, and this is where we actually officially start counting down to the 29th of May. Like you've correctly said there in your introduction, we are 10 days away from the hotly contested polls. And of course, Rise Mzansi will be hosting its final rally, its final push here at the Remsig Stadium. You would remember that this party was actually had its manifesto earlier on this year in January, the People's Manifesto, and of course they will be seeking to reiterate their message and their commitments to the people of South Africa. But joining me now is the newly appointed spokesperson of the party, Gugu Ndima. Gugu, it's great to see you here.
Good morning, Natasha. Thank you so much. Yeah, so today we're having our People's Rally here at Remsig Stadium. It's a culmination of hard work that we've done over the past year, where volunteers, members, field organizers have ensured that we build a credible political party which doesn't have big personality politics or politicians rather, as you would have seen across, but we're also reorientating the political culture in South Africa. So in essence today we want to tell South Africans that we're ready to produce new leaders, young, energetic, vibrant people who are patriots but also committed towards change in South Africa. This is the last stretch, as we've said, for the next 10 days. So here we're simply saying to South Africans, you've got an organization that is committed towards building a credible political alternative in South Africa. Just even moving around across the country, we've seen that no one has been antagonistic towards Rise Mzansi. It's not an elitist organization, it's an organization for the people. And we're quite confident that with the work that we've done, we'll definitely be getting representation.
You talk about new leadership, specifically young people. I mean, we're 10 days away from the elections. Can you smell victory as you see the finish line there? What are your hopes as a party? How many people do you think you'll be taking to the National Assembly or in provinces? I mean, we've seen South Africans voting abroad, a number of them saying that they're going to be voting for Rise Mzansi.
One of the things you said that this elections is hotly contested since 1994. In fact, it's one of the most vibrant elections that I've seen. But it shows also that South Africans do feel alienated. There's an identity crisis in politics, an organization that represents everybody in South Africa. So this is the space that we want to grow and develop in. In terms of numbers, I say that every single vote we're going to get, every seat we're going to get is going to be a legitimate vote of people who are saying, look, we're tired of confrontational politics. We are tired of the same personality politicians that we've seen. And we want to grow, want to see young, new people who are vibrant, who are going to be part of the space. But in terms of provinces, what we did is also prioritize Gauteng, KZN, as well as the Western Cape. Of course, we are contesting across the country, but these are places of priority. Just from what we've seen and some of the parties that have been attacking us, we show that we have made inroads in it. So we are confident with the premier candidates that we've shown to the public, or these are people that have gone through serious scrutiny in terms of assessment and seeing their capabilities and skills. And what we love is that it's not supposedly experienced politicians, but it's people across the board, people from business, people from communities, NGOs, society, who've said we want to be an integral part of an alternative that is representative of all South Africans.
Gugu, I've read through once again your manifesto, and of course it focuses on 5 main key tenets: your leadership, your safety, economy, community, climate. But I want to get your stance and your standpoint as a party on the national health insurance, which was enacted and is now actually a law.
Look, we believe the signing of it was a political gimmick. But what we're saying is that we believe in universal health coverage. Everybody needs to have access to health. That is in the Constitution, Section 27. But let's ensure that we get the basics and systems right. The current state of the health is not okay. Every South African needs to have access to basic health care. And even those who can afford private health care ideally would want to have universal health coverage. So government must ensure that firstly, let's get the infrastructure right, ensure that you train people, but also have health facilities across the country before you even start speaking about a national health insurance. And just to speak on Chapter 4 of the National Health Insurance Act, it speaks about the minister appointing a board to oversee the National Insurance Fund. With all the experience, what we've seen, the gimmicks in state-owned enterprises, that's unacceptable. Let's see alternatives that will ensure accountability for all South Africans so that we don't repeat what we've seen with the Unemployment Insurance Fund, but also state-owned enterprises thus far.
You talk about training. I want to link it to another issue that is close to Rise Mzansi's heart. The issue of Rise Mzansi identifies providing skills training opportunities for people who have not completed school as an urgent priority. According to the party, half of all unemployed South Africans did not matriculate, which is worrisome. And of course, as a party, you want to prioritize this issue.
More than anything, beyond formal education, there are technical and practical skills people can learn. We need to bring back technical colleges, but importantly, where people can be self-sufficient and be able to provide for themselves. Just to speak on our visit to Mpumalanga recently, one of the chiefs we spoke to had said he started a project for sewing as well as agriculture, people to be self-sufficient. Those are basic things that can assist. We've got a problem of food security. Young people are unemployed. They are exposed or vulnerable to crime. So many things that we're seeing across the country. But let's just get basic skills where practically a person can provide for themselves. A person will be able to fend for themselves. Look at the statistics of unemployment. They are severely high. So it's a crisis. And clearly from the statistics that have come out, the current regime or the current status quo doesn't have a plan to address that. And that is why we launched the new jobs and economy plan, so that we get the basics right.
Unfortunately, I have to cut it. My colleagues in studio are telling me to wrap. Of course, that was Gugu Ndima, the national spokesperson of Rise Mzansi. And this as they're launching their Rise People's Rally, their final push, as we are 10 days away from those important polls, the national and provincial polls.